Unicorn buyers exist, and Monica Riera is closing them. Find out how next on Agent Hacks. Unicorn buyers. Everyone wants them. Agents have challenges finding them and closing them. And I'm here with Monica Riera from our team. Amazing realtor, friend, and more importantly, she is closing these at a high rate. You've done 3 of these sales in the past, 2-3 months?
2 months.
2 months. So 3 sales in 2 months, which is amazing anyway, let alone closing people at the first appointment. So how are you prepping for these appointments first off? Because to me, it all starts with prep.
I think really focusing on making sure I'm looking at the comparables, that I have the background on the property and I can discuss and be able to elaborate on the ins and outs of the property, what was disclosed on the seller's disclosure, and being able to be transparent with the buyers and make sure that they know what we're walking into up front.
So overly prepped, because that's way more prep work than most agents do. I mean, I hope you know that. So where are the leads coming from? Are these like call-ins, Zillow leads? Talk to us a little bit about that, because that's always a question we get, and then we can talk about how you're identifying their motivation to transact that quickly.
All 3 were Zillow leads.
Okay, so Zillow call-ins, so there's a commonality there. So how are you identifying this? Because there's so many leads that come in. Even a good agent is converting internet leads at maybe 2-3%. The highest we see is 10 to 20. So best case, it's 1 out of 5. So what flags are you looking for when you're on the phone setting these appointments to be prepared to get them to make an offer on that first trip out?
Interestingly enough, one of the flags that I've started looking for is we're really not ready to move yet. And it seems to be all 3 of those buyers that I've worked with have been those types of people that have just said, I'm really not looking to move right away. We're just getting out there and kind of taking a look at what's on the market. And then we just happen to walk into a house and really bringing it back to why they want to move and focusing on that motivation throughout the conversations. And while we're discussing what the market is like, just keeps kind of reinforcing the fact that right now is the time to move and make an offer.
I love what you said there, that you're telling them what the market's like, because you may not find a home you like for another couple months if you find something already. So I want to ask you something, though. So you said that on the calls they're saying we're not ready to move. Do you think that's like an objection or a defense mechanism more than anything else? I mean, talk a little bit more about that, because obviously 3 times is a theme now.
Yeah, I almost feel like it's like them telling themselves that they're not ready, but in reality, it's really them saying that we're actually ready. We're just a little nervous.
So that's what most objections are. They're more questions about doing business than actual hesitation on moving ahead and buying a home. So that's a really good job on your part. So how do you respond to that? You kind of acknowledge it and move on, or what do you do?
Just say, sure, I'm here whenever you're ready to make that move, and not really put pressure on the buyer to make a move faster than they want to, because obviously you want them to feel comfortable, but also making sure that they understand that right now, with the way the market is, how fast-paced it is, and what the interest rates are like right now, that right now really is a good time to buy. So bringing all that information and kind of working in the motivation and making sure that we tie those 2 together into those discussions is really been successful for me.
So here's what I heard. No commission breath. She is trying to help people, and that is so important. If you have that help mindset, that service mindset, that's going to come through rather than, hey, I'm not going to show you this home if you're not ready to make a move. I mean, I would just call another agent if I was on the other end of that conversation. So great job there. And then also knowing the market and being the knowledge broker, really, really critical. So you've done 3 of these in 2 months, really impressive. You're handling the objections. You're kind of knowing that you have to go through the process and be overly prepared. Any other advice for the agents that are out there watching who want to close more on that first appointment and want to help people identify that right property from the get-go?
I think just making sure also when you're talking to the client, after being super transparent about what the property is like, going through the seller's disclosure, but making sure at the end to bring it back to what the market is like and what you have to do in your offer to actually get it accepted. So usually I'm having those discussions while we're still at the property about if we're going to move forward with an offer, here's what you need to do to get it accepted.
So she's using the driveway consult. That's something we drill and teach here. And what I love, too, is you're giving them data. It's not anything crazy. It's not some insane or really aggressive objection handler. It's here's what's happening. Here's what your goals are. Here's the situation. What do you want to do? And you're guiding them through a stressful process. So anything else you want to add here? Because, I mean, there's a lot to be taken from this show. I already got a ton of notes mentally here. Anything else you want to add or just wrap this up?
I think that's pretty much it.
So hope you took notes. No commission breath. Hear what they're saying. Be overly prepped. And most importantly, know what's going on in the market and what it takes to get something accepted. Way to go, Monica. Catch you guys next week.